So I'm Christy Kennett. I'm the owner now of two State Farm agencies, one in the Inner Sunset on Ninth and Irving, and one in Alameda across the street from South Shore Center. And there are more than 19,500 agents across the United States. That's a lot of State Farm agents. I hear it's actually more State Farm agent locations than McDonald's, if you can imagine that. Now, only about 600 of us have been selected to have more than one State Farm agency. So it's really been an honor that I've been able to open the second location. Now, something that is really incredible, I think, about State Farm agents is that we all run our businesses 19,500 different ways. So we hire our own team according to our own business models. We create our own processes for needs-based sales, and we create our own processes for the way we're going to provide our best in class customer service that we can, and we create our own marketing tactics according to our own goals and plans as well. And something to me even more incredible is that we share things that we learn all the time with other State Farm agents. And so we share them with agents around the corner from us, right up the street. We'll share things. We share them all across the state. Gabby's in Morgan Hill, Danielle's in Bakersfield, and we share them across the country. So we learn things all the time. I've learned so many things from other State Farm agents. Even on the call today, I invited Whitney because I'm in a private Facebook group with State Farm agents from all across the country. And Whitney shared something that she did that was getting a lot of lift in her social media and in her community. And I was so impressed with it that I asked her to share it here with our execs group here. So here's a little about Whitney. She has an insurance agency in Birmingham, Alabama, and is recognized as one of the overall top 10 most community engaged agents across the entire State Farm enterprise. So that's top 10 out of 19,500 State Farm agents. Now, Whitney's background consists of a marketing degree from the University of Alabama. And after college, she did public relations and marketing for celebrities such as Tanya Tucker, country music artist. And she has a daughter, Gabby, and their dog, Bella. Now, what Whitney's going to do today is she's going to tell us how she's developed this special sauce when it comes to creating a winning culture within her business through her social media and community engagement tactics. And so she's going to show us how the right social media platform, a fun campaign, along with what we do in our community involvement, if efforts can build our brand reputation and credibility so we can stay ahead of our competition. So thanks, Whitney, so much for doing this. We're so happy to have you. And I think, Whitney, go ahead and introduce yourself
Yeah.
further, but then also if you need to share your presentation, I think it's open share screen as well. So
Perfect. Well,
thanks.
hey, thank you guys for having me. There's a lot of thank yous today, so I love it. I already feel like I'm fitting in. So thank you all for having me. This is wonderful, and Chrissy, I appreciate you very much for inviting me on to talk about this. Um, Obviously, marketing is my passion, and when I started an agency, I had no idea that I was going to be doing all this marketing and public relations all by myself, right? But I started and I started thinking, you know what? It's more than this. How am I going to get into social media? How am I going to get and engage with people? And how am I going to get them to trust me, right? There's this thing called brand awareness, and that brand awareness, you can't just, put it out and say, "Hi, I'm State Farm. Please trust me." And so I really started to develop my why, my meaning for why I'm here. And it really came back to when I was younger. My dad passed away and didn't have any life insurance. And I went through a lot. And actually, at one point, I was homeless. And I was a server at a restaurant down the street. And a family came in and they ended up leaving me a tip sizable enough so I could finish my last 3 semesters at the University of Alabama. And they told me the only thing I had to do was find my purpose, my why, and to pay it forward. And so 14 years later, I'm an agent. I get to protect people with life insurance, that same insurance that my family didn't have. And you know, I get to live out my why, live out my meaning. And so I started developing campaigns, these marketing campaigns. One was called 100 Days of Kindness, where we would just go across the country, across the community, and just do something kind every single day. It doesn't have to be expensive to be kind, right? And so we started doing that, and then State Farm picked up on it. I wrote a story about it, and then created an app called 100 for Good, which now, because of our one agency, they have collected over 2 million acts of kindness across the country this year, which I think is absolutely amazing. But you know, it's not just our agency that can do it. It's just started with one person here. And there's kind of a way through social media that we started building. I thought I was just building an office, a culture, you know, but we ended up building a community. And it was absolutely amazing, and amazing now what we can see when we pour into others. Not just pouring into our team, but pouring into our neighbors, our community. And so I kind of wanted to show you guys just a little bit. I came up with, it's called 5 Keys to Engagement, and I would love to share that. So I hope I get this right. I'm going to share my screen. If I get the right one, give me just a moment. And then
I always have to say the same thing too. I hope I'm sharing the right screen. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a State Farm agent's office, but we have like we have this control center with so many, like multiple screens.
I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, so are you seeing the right screen now?
Yep,
Yes.
we got it.
Okay, beautiful. So here we go. So the power of social media. These 5 keys to engagement. I mean, truly, it's all about relationships and everything that we do, right? However, when we look at social media, I know a lot of us get so bogged down with what platform do I use? Do I use Facebook? Do I use Instagram? How do I tweet? What's a hashtag, right? What am I using the right thing? And you really do need to know your audience and kind of where they're at and what they're using, so you can connect to those people better. You know, if you're more on a professional level, you want to go to LinkedIn, right? If you're, you know, talking about your story, and kind of any generation uses Facebook, right? And then we're even starting to get into, you know, TikTok, and TikTok is even big with people, mostly people over 40 right now. And that's kind of like my area. And we just have a lot of fun with it, right? But people get stuck on this word media, right? Social media, when truly they should be focused on the word social, because that's what it's all about, right? Being social and being interactive. So the first key to engagement is gathering information about people. You know, just take the time to get to know them. You know, it's the foundation of building relationships, right? Is gathering information. I mean, it can be even simple enough as going and saying, hey, you know, I know you were just telling me about your business, but could you please tell me a little bit more about that? That sounded so interesting. You know, I'd love to connect, right? Hey, I love what you do. Oh my goodness, that health insurance. Look what Christy just did earlier. She said, hey, here we go. She made that connection, right? And that connection is the foundation of building relationships. And I know we're not all, you know, we're not all social. We're not all, you know, it's extremely colorful like me. I am a colorful person, but I can talk to anybody. It's okay if you can't, but just putting yourself out there though, and wanting to know more about other people think that's the first step, is that engagement and that creating relationships. Then 2, you want to stay attuned with people. So when I say stay attuned, you're going to start noticing that someone over here, they're into, their community, into maybe donation drives, or they're trying to work on some initiative. And then somebody down the street that just so happens, right, to be involved with an initiative just like that. So I think it's connecting those people, staying attuned with those people. You can really be that connector on those engagement opportunities for other people. And again, that's how you build communities, is you're the connector between other people, right? That's how you develop those interactions and those relationships. And so what we started doing is, again, I am always thinking outside the box, trying to figure out, I don't want to be cookie cutter, and I'm pretty loud. So I'm always thinking about our brand and what I want it to stand for. And I want to be an office of good. I want to do good for people. I want to pay it forward to people. I want to make people laugh, and I want them to remember us. So what we did with our 100 Days of Kindness is we introduced Sasquatch, the Whitney Moore State Farm Bigfoot. And you guys, this went over so well, and there's other State Farm agents that are, contacting me, and they're starting to do it across the country as well. You see at the top here, State Farm went and had a visit with the mayor. We went and contacted the police department first and the fire department, and we told them what we were doing. And there were literally people in City Hall that were freaking out. They said, "We love Bigfoot. You have to come bring him and take a picture." So we brought him, and then what happened was the police department went ahead and put the Facebook and Instagram posts out for the community. So the community knew that we were coming to different businesses. If they saw us, instead of freaking out, they knew exactly what was happening, right? So they had a lot of fun with it. As you can see, the fire department, they basically had a photo shoot, and we just went and we were engaged with different businesses. It wasn't my office being, "Hi, this is Whitney Moore State Farm." It was Bigfoot coming into their office and, giving them goodie bags and taking pictures and just having fun. On the very bottom, you have Bigfoot dancing with our lovely lady, and she is actually a big part of the community. And Julie she's an amazing director for the chamber. And she said, "Absolutely, let's do this." So he went with the chamber director all around to businesses. And then we met these lovely ladies in a pumpkin patch, from all places. And they actually became our new clients, right there in the pumpkin patch field. Just because, we went and we were having fun with it. And it was pretty neat. And now, we get invited everywhere. Well, Sasquatch gets invited everywhere. And Adam, my team member that, got dressed up in a suit, he is not a colorful person like me. Let me tell you, he's very quiet. He is very to the point, but you put this suit on him and his personality just comes out. So he absolutely loved it. And then key 4. All right. So this one is introducing others, right? Introducing other people, introducing your chamber meeting members. You guys you're wonderful at this. I can already tell. I really wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, and I didn't know how to do that, right? But truly, social media helped me engage with people, with business owners across Birmingham that I never thought that I would. So what I did, and I think this really applies to you guys, and I would be so excited if you tried this out. I created a Facebook group called Beham Bless Bombs, Birmingham Bless Bombs. And remember I told you earlier that a family gave me a sizable enough tip to go back to college. Well, I promised him I would pay it forward. So I created Beham Bless Bombs, and then I invited these business owners off Facebook. If you see this picture, I didn't know any of those people. I just randomly invited them to be a part of my private group on Facebook. And I told them what we did. We each took $100. That's all it was, $100. And we brought it. It paid, I think we had a group at the restaurant, our event, of 20 people. Each people brought the $100 cash. That paid for our meal, and the rest of the money went to our server. Now, I asked the manager in advance, so I had it all set up, and I said, hey, I want a server that, maybe somebody that's going through something, maybe a single mom. I don't know, you pick them. I trust your judgment, but you cannot tell them. So the first, the person up there got $1,150. She's a single mom of two. It was right before Christmas. And then we had our second Beham Bless Bombs a few weeks ago. She got $1,400. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. We all told our story, and our server, she's taking care of her mother who has stage 4 cancer. So this is just another way that you can engage with your community through social media. And of course, 5 is just asking. Ask others how you can connect them with other people. How can you be a part of something that they're doing? How can you be a part of something bigger than yourself, right? I think that just asking is a big part of it, right? Whether you're doing it for business or you're doing it for personal, you're connecting people to an idea and then managing a community that provides access and connection for that information, right? It's kind of beautiful when you think about just a simple question of hey, how can I help with that, right? Can really go a really long way. So if you forget everything I talked about today, that's okay. If you forget everything I talked about, just remember these 2 words that are highlighted here, okay? With community engagement through social media, you really want to focus on engagement and that social aspect of it. I think those 2 words really bring community engagement through social media together. The media and technology, it's ever changing. It is going to change in an instant, and it doesn't really matter, because what really matters is the relationships that you built and the connections that you made. That's how you build a community, and that's how you stay and have people stay engaged with you, is your passion and your engagement with people. It's infectious, right? And people want to feel that an infectious feeling, and so they're going to trust what you say, and it doesn't matter what you do, right? They want to start being a part of it, and it's very important. And I think that you could be blown away with the community that you could truly build just by doing those very small, simple 5 steps with engagement. And when it comes to social media, very simple. It's about telling your story. It's about being real and being honest, and truly just not selling yourself, not selling yourself in a fake way, just telling about yourself, right? And so caring about others truly goes a long way. A fun little campaign, Sasquatch. Who knew? Just being creative, and even if it doesn't have to be Sasquatch, it can be whatever you like. But if you have fun with it, it's going to work. And if you have fun with it, then others are going to have fun with you. So, I think that building that engagement is going to build relationships. And really, that's what matters, right? The relationships matter. So I appreciate you guys having me on the call today. I hope I didn't go over too long. But if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. But again, thank you for having me.
That was beautiful, Whitney. I really feel like, Frank, you should build in a Sasquatch suit into the membership budget if you can for.
I think you've got something there. I think Phil. I think I know who's going to wear it. Phil.
I
Phil
don't think Sasquatch. Whitney,
listening.
Sasquatch doesn't talk though, does he?
Oh yeah, Sasquatch talks, and Sasquatch, it's the Jack Link's suit on Amazon, by the way.
Oh, Jack
So,
Link's. Okay.
Jack Link's on Amazon. Yeah.
I was really moved by your why statement. I actually, when you were sharing, I almost started crying, and Danielle's texted me the same thing. She's like, it's so powerful. And I just really a reminder of, starting with your why with everything we do. It just seems like it's not about, if we always go back to why we're doing what we're doing, then everything else will follow. And so thank you for sharing that. It was so powerful.
Yeah, Whitney, I loved your story and great presentation and ideas, really super ideas. So thank you.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it. No, yeah, like she said, if you always follow your why, everybody has a story, right? Everybody has a story. Some are different than others, some are harder than others, but it's embracing that story and embracing your why and telling that story. And that's what creates relationships and that engagement. So I appreciate all of you for hearing it.